So, what should we do in the case of the Golem uprising?
Impossible. The sedition inhibitor prevents any
acquire a copy of the unexpurgated journals of Ula.
Thank you. Intriguing stuff.
Good, you got my letter. Gore's just about to start his presentation. This should be interesting.
Now let's welcome Professor Gore.
The seventh law of Maginamics posits that magical energy cannot be destroyed. Today, I will prove that magic is a limited resource, like water or timber. Using my advanced equipment, I have detected significant drops in the world's ambient magic levels. This drop, I believe, is directly attributed to the return of the Elder Dragons. They consume magic at an alarming rate. If the dragons are not stopped soon, they will leech all of the magic from the world.
Ah, bosh! Magic doesn't get consumed. It changes form and concentration, but it always returns. It's part of a closed system.
I have proof.
Boo.
The data is...
Boo. Get off the
Where
stage!
did I leave those notes? I must have left them in my lab. Please, excuse me while I fetch my records. I can prove the problem exists, then we can focus on its solution.
Professor Gore will return shortly. Until then, please welcome Sepha from the Phrenologist crew.
Thank you for coming. I see a lot of overlap in Gore's theory and our shared goals.
As do I. If Gore's research aligns with the Priory's, we may be looking at a cultural revolution.
Revolutions are won militarily, not academically. Still, Gore's theory could prove useful.
I agree, but nothing can happen until Gore makes his case. Why don't we all settle in and listen?
Greetings. Savant, allow me to present 3 of Ratasum's finest minds. Slep of the Vigil, Batanga of the Order of Whispers, and Crosso of the Durman Priory. I asked them here to listen to Professor Gore's speech, because they all have an interest in fighting the Elder Dragons.
Pleased to meet you, Savant. The Durman Priory is dedicated to research and exploration that will help us combat the Elder Dragons. As you can imagine, we've been watching Professor Gore's progress with keen interest. I'm glad to see you share that interest.
We all share the Priory's interest, just not their methods. In the Order of Whispers, we specialize in covert activity, information, infiltration, and assassination. I understand you're more of a doer than a researcher, so you'll appreciate this. If Gore's theory gives us a clear avenue of attack, we intend to use it.
How clear does a target have to be for you sneaks? The dragons aren't exactly tiny, nor do they keep a low profile. The Vigil's army of dedicated fighters was founded to confront the dragons through force of arms. I'm here to see if Gore's work can help us do that.
Pleased to meet you all. Professor Gore's theory is groundbreaking, and the implications are monumental. I'm interested to hear him finish his presentation.
He should be back soon. Let's see if any of the other speakers have any insights for us while we wait.
An exhaustive study of Tyrian physiognomy led me to derive what I call Cepha's constant. Multiplied by the mean ratio of body mass to brain size, it yields an important racial metric, namely, said race's importance as a factor in the eternal alchemy. Asura scored highest naturally. Then in descending order, we have Sylvari, Char, Human, and Norn.
Your attention, please. I have just been informed that our colleague Gore will not be returning. The Arcane Eye reports that he was killed in a tragic lab accident while recovering his notes. It is a terrible blow to science. We should all mourn one of Ratasum's finest minds. On that dolorous note, this seminar is hereby concluded. Thank you for coming.
Nothing's exploded. Gore died just as he was about to present proof of his theory. Does that strike anyone else as suspicious? Even dubious?
It does. I'd like to inspect Gore's lab and review his documentation. Though if the arcane eye's involved, we may not get that chance.
The Order of Whispers can help. The Arcane Eye serves the Arcane Council, right? They have to do what the Council says. It's in their charter. We simply pay a visit to High Counselor Flax's lab, find the materials to make a convincing forgery, and walk right past the Arcane Eye.
How unnecessarily complicated. Simpler to just outwit the sentries outside Gore's lab. The Arcane Eye can't match the Priory's brain power.
I'll leave fact-finding to the Priory and Whispers. When you lot establish a clear objective, the Vigil will be ready.
Listen, Savant, I'm pursuing a long-term, big-picture strategy here, so I want you to take charge. Choose the most viable plan and see it through. We need to know what Gore was going to show us, and if he was silenced, we need to know who did it and why. Good luck.
I am like a shadow.
Excelsior. You've chosen wisely. I'll meet you outside Gore's lab. This place is in total lockdown. Maybe we can tease a gap in their defenses out of the guards. What's going on here? We have an appointment with...
There's nothing going on and nothing to see here, citizen.
But we need to get inside. We're expected.
My orders come from Agent Racht himself, and he says no one gets in without clearance from the Arcane Council. Move along.
Empirically speaking, we're not getting in through the front door. The guards won't risk getting on Racht's bad side. He's a particularly nasty character. We need a better plan, and fast. The Priory's reliquaries are full of magical items. If the dragons feed on magic, those reliquaries become prime targets.
We could overpower the guards, grab what we need, and fight our way out.
Too public. We don't want to alert the entire Arcane Eye and everyone else in the vicinity. We need to think our way in. Racht is meticulous and cautious. He would have sent hazmat suits in to analyze dangerous areas in the lab. Follow my lead. I've got an idea. You study astronomy? Because you're about to see stars!
Quit it! Help! Zero tolerance.
6 feet tall! Up on your... feet!
Grab a hazmat suit. Once we're disguised, they won't look twice.
We've got hazmat golems coming in. Open the doors.
Look there. I believe the common parlance is a body bag.
Look at this, Crasso. I don't know this poor devil, but it's definitely not Gore.
I concur. The arcane eye must have him socked away somewhere, and if Gore's not here, there's no need for us to linger.
Agreed. But what do you think happened here? Does the Priory have any information or insight that could explain this?
We have entire libraries full of information on the arcane eye, on Ract, and on Gore's research, but this doesn't make any sense to me. Yet. Of course, we need to be alive and unincarcerated to learn more. With that in mind, let's make a graceful exit before Ract gets wise.
You there. Nobody's supposed to be on shift right now. Identify yourself.
We're the Special Task Detail. Our orders are to examine all the,
You're not a member of this crew. Who are you, and what are you doing here?
We're just, never mind. Time to fight!
Intruders! Shut down all hazmat suits! This area is compromised!
Backup. We've got intruders in Sector 7.
Arise, my brainless! Arise! 6 feet tall!
Freeze. Anybody moves, you all get licked. What's going on here? Who are you?
We're admirers of Gore's work. We came to pay our respects to his body. But as you can see, it's not here.
I have no idea what you're talking about. There's nothing even remotely out of the ordinary here, except you. Since this is a secure area, and since you're not authorized to be here, run. Or I will exercise my right to use lethal force.
Let's go, Crasso. I want to regroup with the others and find out what they and Zoja make of this.
Carry on, Savant. I'll meet up with you and the others later.
I fought for years in the Mist War. I know what it's like. You know nothing.
Are you spending any time at the Derman Priory during your trip? Was that a
Indeed. I have several days planned to stop in and meet with Gif.
Now, this is a find. So Gore's death was a fraud. How does knowing that help us? The problem is still Elder Dragons. While you poke around in back alleys or libraries for information, the Vigil is out there fighting.
And while you're fighting, Whispers is setting up the means to deliver a death blow. We appreciate the distraction you provide, but you don't really think you're going to overpower an Elder Dragon, do you?
Swords alone won't get results. Neither will intrigue. The Priory supports a more holistic approach. We intend to learn all we can about the dragons and their weaknesses before we strike.
Ract's arcane eye agents were all over Gore's lab. They removed a body they claimed was Gore, but it wasn't. I suspect he's still alive.
If he is, the arcane eye has him. They run a remote facility in a human village called Garenhof. It's isolated, remote, a perfect place to stash Gore.
Finally, a concrete objective. Just say the word, and I'll have Vigil soldiers standing by to storm Garenhof.
No, Racht is too good at this game for that to work. But I'm better. We can use Garenhof's low profile against him. I say we stage a demonstration and get ourselves arrested. Racht will haul us in to avoid undue attention. Then we break out and bring Gore with us.
Regrettably, I cannot participate. I must confer with my colleagues in the Priory, but I wish you luck. Let's regroup when the mission is complete.
I want you to take it from here, Savant. I'm going with Crasso to help the Priory look into Gore's theory. We both need to make inroads with the orders for my long-term plan to be viable. Work with whichever one here you think will get the job done.
I will. I'm as eager to figure this out as you are. And eventually, you'll need to share some details about this long-range plan of yours.
How interesting.
I am like a shadow.
I fought for years in the Mist War.
Nice to see you.
you'll get your quiet life. Be very safe.
This caravan needs some extra protection. Please let me know if you can assist them. This caravan needs some extra protection. Please let me know if you can assist them.
This is a pretty nice place.
Zoja's info places the inquest base in this area, but it'll take some legwork to pin down the exact location.
That's why I'm here, to find Gore. For the time being, the Vigil's work is my work.
Superb. We need Gore back. He's one of the few geniuses who actually addresses the impact we have on our surroundings.
Since when is the Vigil so concerned about the environment? I thought your sole focus was the dragons.
That's our main focus, not our only one. Confronting the dragon shines a light on our own destructive habits, which is a personal priority of mine. Now let's find Gore. As General Soulkeeper says, you can't kill two birds with one stone until you have the stone in hand.
Invigorating!
Ruffians in the foyer! Run, children, run! Ah! Get away! Don't hurt us!
Ma'am. The Vigil will pay for any damages.
May courage guide your hand.
Hey, you don't belong here. I need backup.
Stay here and secure our exit. We'll get Professor Gore.
Exhilarating! There's a good monstrosity. 6 feet tall!
Down you go. That's the difference.
Hello? Hello? Is someone there? I can't see you clearly, but I can hear you. Please, I require assistance. This is all very confusing. I've done nothing wrong. Hello? Thank the alchemy. A friendly...
Professor Gore, we're here to rescue you. Are you all right?
Unharmed, at any rate. Please, who are you? Can you tell me why I've been incarcerated?
We're supporters of yours, sir. Your theory about the dragons has made you some powerful enemies. Until we can neutralize those enemies, we mean to protect you from them. But first, we have to extract you from this place. We should split up and force any pursuers to follow two trails. I'll take Gore with me, and we'll rendezvous with Zoja and the other orders. And now we part ways. I'm looking forward to working with you again. We'll see you soon.
I can't believe it. Another snap drive.
We're seeing a sharp increase in dragon minion activity at several key locations.
I know. Vigil resources are stretched thin. As soon as we clear an area out, more minions push in.
One bright spot in all this extra activity is that the Priory has been able to capture several minions for study.
Your bright spot is pretty dark, Scholar. At least Professor Gore is safe for now.
All of us are safe for now. What about later, when the dragons come at us in force?
Thank you all for collaborating on my rescue. Imagine jailing me for a theory. Outrageous! Opprobrious!
I agree. The best way to counter such opprobrium is to prove your theory correct. How do we demonstrate that the dragons consume magic?
Simple. We find an area infested with dragon minions, let's say undead, and clear it while Gore measures the ambient magic. Then we track the changes in Gore's readings. End result, fewer undead, we get data, and we give the environment some relief. It's a win-win-win.
I prefer a more controlled experiment. The Priory has already captured several dragon minions for advanced study. This definitely qualifies.
Sounds like two sound options. The Order of Whispers will be standing by when you're finished collecting your data.
I know what you're going to say, Zoja. But before I pick an option, I want to know what your mysterious long-range plan is.
In a word, alliances. Building new ones and repairing old ones, all to fight the dragons. You're working with the orders to bring about the former. I'll deal with the latter in due course. For now, we need to substantiate Gore's theory. How you get the proof is up to you.
Excelsior.
We'll never get recruits. These dust bunnies have no
trip.
I miss the Aether license.
All this for me and my test?
Arise,
I'm
my brainless.
impressed with the level of the Vigil's commitment.
We're determined to see you succeed, Professor.
So glad to hear.
With respect, Professor, we need to begin. Tell us how you plan to proceed, and we'll make sure you're not interrupted.
Of course. This area has, a concentration of dragon minions. Undead, to be precise. Large enough to provide an accurate measurement. Once I have that, it's a simple matter of correlating that data with the baseline metrics I've derived back in my lab.
We are standing by, Professor. You can begin whenever you're ready.
Form up, Vigil. We've no time to waste.
I'm sure Slep is competent, but I'll stick with you if that's all right.
More knowledge for me.
Well, I'd forgotten how fragrant swamps can be.
6 feet tall!
This spot is ideal for my purposes. Is it acceptable to you?
It is. We're on the edge of the minions' territory. As safe a spot as we can hope for.
Excellent. Though I should warn you, this device may attract some unwanted attention. Stand by. The device is working perfectly, and I'm getting some readings. Not much activity here, on the scanner, that is. Perhaps if we wait a little longer?
Kill everything!
Return, die.
Nearly there. Just a bit more.
Exhilarating!
These readings aren't nearly strong enough to be conclusive.
We're still on the fringes of their territory. If we could delve deeper into the swamp, we might find larger minions there.
Fine. But larger minions are a larger threat. Stay close, Professor. The deeper we go, the more danger you're in.
Incoming!
6 feet tall!
Uh-oh. I think we have company.
6 feet tall! Such synergy!
We are victorious.
Let's try that cave. It should give us some useful... just to verify, the Division of Labor says, you fight that. I've almost got everything I need. Just a scintilla. We are getting the data we need. Keep that fell beast. Yes! The readings are much stronger. This is fantastic! The larger the minion presence, the less ambient magic. Finally! Irrefutable proof of my theory. The dragons do consume magic. Thank you. Thank you for rescuing me, for helping me collect this data, for everything.
I'm proud to be of assistance, but it's all part of my duty as Vigil to protect Tyria and its people from the dragons. Their effect on the environment is merely a symptom of the larger disease, but now that we understand that symptom, we're closer to a cure.
We still have to convince the Arcane Council. And the Arcane Eye is still out to control the impact of Gore's findings. Our next step has to be precise and effective. For that, we'll need input from the others. Let's share this data with Zoja and the other orders.
My theory is confirmed. Thanks to you all, we have conclusive proof that the dragons are consuming the world's magic at an alarming rate.
This is the first step to building a coalition to battle the dragons. We need to tell everyone, the entire Asura population, as quickly as possible. Ract and the Arcane Eye won't allow it. So how do we get vital information past a highly trained, secret police force dedicated to keeping it contained?
If the Priory called a conference, all the most influential geniuses in Ratasum would attend. Ract wouldn't dare touch them. And once they know, the news can't help but spread.
Word of mouth isn't reliable. Not against Ract. We need mass communication. We should commandeer the Golem Control Center and broadcast a message from there.
The Arcane Eye is the real problem. If we attack them head-on and take the fight to Ract himself, they won't be able to contain Gore's theory.
This is it, Savant. All 3 orders want you as a member. If you're willing, the plan you choose now will determine the order you join. Permanently.
Oh, I'm willing. That'll put me on the inside, with access to all of that order's resources from here on. That's what you meant by building alliances.
Partially, yes. The rest will come after we present Gore's theory to the world. Now, select a plan and remember, the order you choose is the order you join.
No, what cannot be
Just
known.
finished your treatise, Eternal Alchemy Unified Field Theory.
Oh my, that was a long time ago. I was so young, so enthusiastic, so filled with ideas.
That went smooth.
Stay down! Down on the ground!
Arise, my brainless! Arise!
Welcome to the Vigil, recruit. The farmhouse is secure. Slep is waiting for you downstairs.
Here's the Vigil's latest and greatest. This is your order's mission, so I'll leave the briefing to Crusader Slep.
Welcome to the Vigil, recruit. There's serious work ahead of us. Ract is somewhere in this complex. He's wily, dangerous, and he has to be taken down. This is a straightforward search and destroy mission. We search until we find Ract, and then we destroy.
What about Arcane Eye agents?
Destroy. If they interfere, then they are colluders in Ract's effort to stifle Gore's message. Show no mercy, and finish the job.
That's why I joined the Vigil. Like the old Char aphorism says, the best defense is to wipe out your enemies. Let's go.
Stand clear! She's about to blow!
Exhilarating! Compounding our powers!
What are you waiting for? Kill them!
Zero tolerance!
Nothing's exploded, right?
I'll bury you and everything you know. I should have known. A full frontal assault could only mean the Vigil. Look, you've even recruited the Snap Savant. Big mistake, soldier. Now the Arcane Eye will make a point of dismantling your little army piece by piece, starting with you.
You trumped up little Martinet. Does that mean you'll actually fight us, instead of hiding behind the Council's authority?
Don't bother taunting him, Recruit. He's the objective. Take him out.
Oh, idiot. I was raised to the Arcane. Nice try. You can't kill me. You don't... Fail.
This way, Counselor Flax. These people have rescued me before, and you can trust them. Follow me.
Greetings.
Here. You see, Counselor Flax? Everything I said is true. The Arcane Eye have been trying to suppress my theory that the dragons are eating magic. My correct theory, I might add. We now have proof that the dragons do consume magic.
We know, Professor. We've always known. Preparations are being made to exploit your discovery for Ratasum's benefit, even as we speak.
Then Ract was working for you all along. You used the Arcane Eye to get Gore out of the way so you could stifle the truth.
You won't get away with this. We'll tell the world. We'll distribute Gore's research.
You'll make a lot of shrill noise, as always. And as always, no one will listen or care. You're wasting the Council's time. This audience is over.
Greetings.
I had no idea the Council was corrupt enough to hoard information that could help Tyria deal with the dragons.
It's stupid pride. They think they can protect Ratasum while the dragons eliminate everything else. The rest of the world can burn for all they care.
Listen, I've fought the dragons, and I'm telling you, the Council alone has no chance against them. The only hope Tyria has is for all the races to join forces.
That is becoming abundantly clear. Although from here on, I think I can handle things in Ratasum. The Vigil has bigger plans for you, Recruit. It's time for us to take the fight to the dragons. There's a Vigil contact waiting to meet you in Lion's Arch. He'll give you your first official mission.
Congratulations. Getting you into an order was the first step. Now for the tricky part. I'm bound for Lion's Arch, too. I'm meeting an old friend there. We were members of a brilliant team, Destiny's Edge. Things went horribly wrong, but I'm starting to think the team is worth another try. We almost took down an elder dragon without any help, but the dragons are too big for one group to tackle. Tyria needs their experience, and Destiny's Edge needs all the help they can get. Once you're settled in at the Vigil, I may call on you again.
I'll be honored to answer that call. As a member of the Vigil, a citizen of Tyria, and your friend, I'll be ready.
Thank you. This may fail, but I have to at least try. And, to be honest, I wouldn't feel that way if not for you. I'll look for you in Lion's Arch.